This podcast is for pure entertainment. Our thoughts and views, man, they're not to be taken serious. If we hurt your feelings, then maybe you should stop being so soft. We don't want no smoke with anyone for voicing our opinions, bro. Please, 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 please. We are all pussy. All of us. Welcome to the Iceberg Lounge. I hope you enjoy this just as much as we did making it. You did. Welcome, 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 welcome back. Welcome back. This is the Iceberg Lounge. I'm your humble, gracious, cocky host, the name Uno. As always, to my right, I got my dog, the zombie in this bitch,
Yeah.
Phyllis Driller. To his right, beautiful Sid in this bitch, you know.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. And today, very, 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 very special guest, the god of the coast, somebody that I call my dear friend, somebody that I talk to on an everyday basis, if it's about work, if it's just about life, somebody that I've hold dearly to my think tank. Whenever I need some advice, some words of wisdom, he is somebody that I contact whenever anything, musically, anything he needs from me, I'm a call away and I'm there because it's my brother and we've grown really, really close over the last couple years. So it's been further without ado. We have Lorde Sanctus in the motherfucking
brother.
building, man.
Yes,
That's a hell of an
welcome,
intro.
welcome.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, gang. Appreciate you, gang.
that.
Yes, sir. You already know. So let's just jump into it. We already did the formalities before. Nigga, you've been here before. Let's just get
Yeah.
into it. Where you from?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Check. I'm from Napomo, California. That's northern 805 area, and I, try to rep the city as best as I can.
Hell yeah. What was your childhood like growing up, bro?
It was good. Both parents. Suburban life, sports, all those things. But all I wanted to do was rap like the whole time, and like that's all I wanted to do. And that was like the only thing my parents didn't want me to be. Like they would have supported anything else except that, and that was the only thing I wanted to do. And so I did that shit.
At what age did you realize?
Like 8.
Oh, that young.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, I was like 8 years old. And so they were like, okay, you can rap, but you gotta just do Christian rap. You can only rap at church.
Yeah.
And so I did that. And then when I realized like you can only go so far, and the Christian music industry was crazier than the regular music industry, honestly.
It's wild.
They fucking just as much.
Facts.
Politics.
Yeah, it's still politics. And yeah, so I just, I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to do any of those things. I just wanted to rap. That's it. But like I had to go to college in order to like. They would give me a little bit as long as it was always a compromise. You know what I'm saying? It was
Like
always,
finish school.
Yeah.
Give and take type
I
thing.
I did. But
But that kind of.
like, I had to at least try to go and shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Growing up in an all-black church in an all-white area,
Yeah.
what were some of the challenges that you still feel today?
To be real, I didn't really feel the challenges at the time. I think that was the benefit of going to church. Like I was a pretty obedient kid, so I just listened to my parents. So if they said turn the other cheek, then I did that. But then looking back on the things that people said and did, I'm like, yo, if I would have known what was happening at the time, I don't think I would have made it out of there. So it was like the ignorance and the obliviousness and the blinders that I had on for my goal was the only thing I saw, and that's probably the only thing that kept me sane.
What's a perfect day for Sanctus, bro? Like when you at the house just vibing, just chilling. When you want to relax, what does that look like for you? Cause you a busy nigga, man. You always working, always slaving, getting whipped by the master like me too, man. So I just want to know, what does that look like when you really just vibing?
If I'm just vibing, I'm watching a good story. Like I love watching. I call movies stories, but I'm watching good movies or stories that just resonate, like that, like activate my imagination. So I'm gonna be high, and I'm gonna try to activate my imagination, and then hopefully that inspires an idea that becomes something in the physical world. That's like a perfect day for me if things happen in that sequence of events.
Do you have an example of something like that happening recently?
Yeah, actually, I was watching. It was a documentary about hip hop,
Mm.
and I and just I noticed that I think that day I'd watched a couple documentaries just about like the beginning of hip hop, and the through line I saw in all of the documentaries was community and parties, and just like, you know, fellowship, and that's where everything starts. And so I wanted to create. I wanted to figure out how to do that better with like Connect Kush, which is Connect the Coast own strand of cannabis, and that's where the camp came from, the writing camp came from, and then from the camp, the comic book, and I created a comic book and some characters and like some like augmented reality experiences that you can do. Just it's like a really tech integrated release, a rollout. Like the music is tech integrated with tech, the characters, the stories, and I was able to build a world, and that's been something that I've been wanting to do and been working on for a long time, but never did in public. I usually do most of my ideas in public, but if I'm writing stories, I don't really share those. And this gave me an opportunity to do that, but it came from that perfect day.
Wow.
Fire. What's some of the biggest challenges you faced as an entrepreneur?
Scaling. So like that means having your just everything grow, like revenue, reach, because I'm trying to build, like, my ultimate goal is to build a market, and I don't really know that. I don't know of anybody that's tried that before, so there is no like case study on like how to
do
scale
it.
a market.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I feel that.
so it's sometimes really hard to tell if
You're on the right track.
yeah, or if I'm having an impact. You know what I'm saying? So scaling has been difficult, and with this particular, with Connect the Coast in particular, getting people to believe the mission. That's been fun and difficult, but really fun.
I was thinking, how important is it to have a strong team behind you since you are an entrepreneur, or are you kind of like, I trust myself?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important, and that's been something that has been hard for me, is to let go of that control, because I think I behave in business a lot like women I've dated, in the sense that like if I disappoint them one time, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I feel in business. Like if you disappoint me one time, I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? So like I'll fuck with you, I'll rock with you, but like I'm not putting the keys to anything in your hand. You know what I'm saying? And like I've been disappointed a lot by people that I wanted to hand the keys to, and so it's been difficult for me to trust that, but I am working on it.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about everything CTC.
Okay.
Let's start with the label. As your brother, I know that the label is still labeling, but for others, it may look a little different than it did before. Talk to us about the new branding of the label and what made you decide to change things up a little bit than how you were doing it previous.
Yeah. So before, I mean, I still work with 8 artists, well, about maybe 6 now. And before I only worked specifically with those artists. And now I'm just kind of opening the doors to whoever I think can compete on a national stage. And I just want to create dope shit. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So now it's more of I look at it as more of an incubator where, you know, if you need help creatively or you just want to come make some dope shit and get it out in a creative way, and we vibe and I like you, then we can make something work, you know?
What does that look like for the artists that were on the label before?
The new structure or
The new structure.
Yeah, so the new structure is like, for instance, Shorty Doo-Wop, he wants to put out one song at a time, and he wants to put out a book with his, you know, with his music, and we can do that now. You know, we have the challenge to do that. Jay Riley wants to put out an app, you know what I'm saying, and form a band and DJ and do all these things, and we figure out, you know. And he wants to be a producer, and so if I get calls for, you know, doing TV shows or stuff, I go to Jay Riley's house and we work on it together. Like, and even D Banks, like D Banks is like, yo, my schedule doesn't allow me to focus on an album, so I want to release a song, you know, maybe once a year, maybe one song, 2 songs a year. Okay, cool. We can figure out how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because for him, it's like, we just had this conversation actually. He's like, I still love it, but I'm not gonna pretend like I have the time to do it.
To do it how I want to.
Yeah. So.
Or how I need to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To be at the level that he once wanted to be at. But for him now, it's more, I think it's more just I like to rap.
I like to do it.
I want to rap, and that's it. You know, it's not about a destination anymore.
That's fire. Does it, I guess, impact them out like negative in any way, or do you feel like it's only a uplifting situation with the new structure?
So yeah, I think it's only uplifting. Like something I ask every artist I work with in the beginning is like, what does success look like to you? You know what I'm saying? And so if they're allowed to change their definition of success. So if they're living in that version of success, then I'm happy for them. I think there's a side of me that's like a selfish side of me that's disappointed, you know, because I see superstardom for them, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that they can never reach it, but it's just harder with more responsibilities, and the older you get, it's hard to do that. But it's still it's like I said, it's a selfish, like it's just a selfish
thing.
Yeah.
Do you initiate those conversations with each artist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'll take them out to dinner, a couple times if necessary. State my intentions, you know what I'm saying? Make it very clear, like I'm not making you no promises. Just try to set expectations, see what their expectations are, and you know, if we vibe, then we move forward.
CTC Radio. Let's talk about that. It's been about 3 years now that you've been going dummy hard on CTC Radio.
Yeah.
Always adding things, making it bigger, trying to figure out ways to improve it. Over the last year or so, you've done a lot of just changes all over the place. Let's start with it. Let's start with the charts. What made you decide that you wanted to do that? You wanted to make a top charts of the 805?
Honestly, like I work with all these AI tools and companies, and I was like, my brain was on overload, like trying to figure out something practical to do with the tool. And data mining is, you know, one of the best use cases for AI. And data in general is just going to be, like, unique data sets are going to be the oil of the future. And so I was kind of thinking of, like, what unique data set could I control that could tell a story in the future And the story I want to tell is like, you know, if an artist, like, can I tell the story of an artist, like the trajectory of an artist's story through numbers, right? Can you see the direct line from, you know, Connect the Coast, introducing them to the coast, and then them taking it to the next level. The
Right.
same way you can go look at the Billboard charts and see like a story that way. And yeah, that's what it was born out of. And I think it's really cool. As I do it more, I have more data sets to work with, and I'm starting to realize, oh, okay, now I might need another chart. I don't know if it's a 60-day, a 90-day, and a 30-day chart, or maybe it's a chart like there's a county chart or a.
You said that earlier on the. Sorry to cut you off. You said that earlier on CTC Radio. For those that tap into the radio station, it's Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. normally. We go on for like an hour and a half. We would just be talking. But you said that on there, you could get it on Instagram Live or YouTube, Twitch. Those areas are the best so that you can be on the screen. But what does that mean? What is a 30-day chart? What is a 90-day chart? Because I was confused and I wasn't going to ask on air.
So the way I do the charts is I created a segment that I post on my Instagram. It's called an 805 song you should know. So if your song becomes an 805 song you should know, then you need to get at least 1,000 views on my reels to be chart eligible. So every song has to have 1,000 views or more. Then I go into my Instagram insights and I look at the posts that have the most reach, the most engagement. So it's broken down by watch time, views, and interactions. And Instagram, it's not me making these numbers. This is the rankings in Instagram. And I go with the 30-day filter.
Okay.
The reason I chose to do 30 days at first is because there's not that many artists that there are a lot of artists on the coast, but of course, like not all of them are making hot shit. So there's not enough artists. At first, there wasn't enough artists to do a 90-day filter, and I didn't want and the artists that do big numbers are so far ahead of the artists that don't that if I didn't do it on a 30-day filter,
you get blown out.
Them niggas would never be off the charts. They would just be, you know,
that person on there,
little bams for 20 weeks. So I wanted to give, you know, everybody a fair shot. And that was the best way to do it. But sometimes, like, again, there's a lack of artists. Like right now in 2025, it's been because I like to use official music videos for the chart submissions. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to use like daily one-shot content. It needs to look like a music video because I feel like that
attracts the most people.
Yeah, and that's just the best introduction to an artist. But in 2025, there's been such a shortage of those
one shots, an uppage in one shot.
Yeah, that I've had to kind of widen what I'll allow.
Yeah.
And last week there wasn't enough entries to have 10 artists on the chart, so I had to widen the scope to 90 days for the first time.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What you did it a few years ago, but this time around it picked up major steam. What do you think was the reason for it? For that steam pickup?
What's
the charts?
The advancement in technology. So when I first did it, there were no collaborative Instagram posts. So you can't, you know what I'm saying?
It's only on your feed.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have as good of an understanding of branding as I do now. And I didn't know enough artists, honestly. So, yeah, I just think it was a matter of timing.
Oh, yeah.
And the AI, like I said, like I could not have calculated this shit by myself. Like the numbers, I think, is what makes it a true chart. And that's what people care about, right? Like they want to know, like, who am I better than? Honestly, that's what people want to know. And I couldn't have calculated. I would have definitely made mistakes and like, so yeah, definitely the advancement in technology.
I like how you said that because I was gonna ask with the AI generated numbers, like how hard is it to remain unbiased when creating these charts? But then you just said that it's
Yeah.
all AI based, like numbers and
Yeah,
facts are facts.
exactly.
You can't make those up.
Exactly. And I always post the numbers
To
directly
justify,
from,
yeah.
like so
Yeah.
you can see I'm not making it up.
Yeah.
There's no favoritism.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the biggest surprise that you've seen coming from the charts?
Not surprised, but I think confirmation is that across the board in hip hop, women are running shit, and that's no different on the coast. Like a First Lady Mo, a Amrani Hennessy, even this Chelsea girl, I don't even
No,
know
who-
her. I think that's the only song she has. They always top the charts, always. And it's really interesting to me that I don't see them on features, especially when I see so many artists who care about numbers. Like, y'all better start reaching out to these ladies.
Right.
Because, yeah, they do numbers.
Nice.
You added, let's talk about CTC Radio. You added myself, you added Big Mike to the Everyday Stream. How did that come about, and what made you decide that you wanted us to be a part of your everyday show?
So if we're being real, like I just opened the stream to the chat and y'all would come on. You know what I'm saying? And like, so I think the chat decided that
We was gonna stay.
that y'all was, you know what I'm saying? Because there have been a couple other people that have come on, but I think you guys got the biggest response. You know what I'm saying? And my platform has always and will always be a community first platform, and that's what they want. And
That's what they get.
yeah, 100%. And I think it's been the dopest thing because it's really dope to actually have like it's cool to talk to the chat if I'm by myself, but that's not the same as talking to my guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think it was a much needed addition, and again, the technology wasn't really there on my side to do that easily. Like I needed StreamYard wasn't where it is now. You know what I'm saying? And so OBS was whooping my computer.
It'd be taking all the percentage.
Whooping it. So,
The whole CPU.
yeah, again, it's the technology.
Hell yeah. What's one of the biggest differences you've noticed from starting CTC Radio to where it's at now?
I was just thinking about this. So on my story, I mean, this has nothing to do specifically with CTC Radio, but it's related. So since I started Connect the Coast 7 years ago, every day on my story, I share content from everybody in the 805 that's a creator or black business owner, pretty much like black creators, black business owners. That's who I prioritize, but then also just,
Any
friends
yeah.
and other people that are dope.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle. Like the story was looking it was on the
rough.
struggle bus. And I was looking at it the other day, and like every single post was like fire.
Right.
And I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Like there's a stark difference in the quality of content that's being posted and the amount of people
Posting
that are
content.
posting content. And it was just really dope to see. And then you could see like everybody knows each other. You know what I'm saying? Which wasn't the case like even 3 years ago. I don't think people were fucking with each other
Not like
the way
this.
they do now.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So that to me, and I think a lot of that can be attributed to the chat at CTC Radio.
I'll say this, and I never even said it to you, but I have a boy in Palmdale that watches and knows what's going on. He taps into it, and he makes music out there. And he
Okay.
hit me, and he was like, "Hey, bro, I want to just say that I think it's super dope that the community that you guys built out there is is a community. Like, you guys have people that you can grab to. And my homie Wayne said the same thing. He was like, it's crazy because I'm in Houston and I don't feel like there is that network system out there like there is out here. And I was thinking, when they telling me this, I'm thinking back to my head like, nigga, this was done by this nigga. Like, before you did what you were doing with connecting the coast, there wasn't a connected coast. There wasn't artists that knew of artists 3 hours this way that lived in Simi Valley. Like, that wasn't a thing. And now you have different geographics that are miles from each other, knowing all these artists. And I just put that to attest to you. Yeah. And like you said earlier, sometimes you don't necessarily get to see what you're doing because it's all through like data and through channels, but like you're actually bridging the gap in a major fucking way, bro. Like, in a major way.
Super dope to hear. Mm-hmm. Like, I confidently believe you and Philly could walk around and slow, and at least 5 people would stop you and be like, "Yo, I know who you are." You know what I'm saying? And that happens out here in Oxnard to me all the time. Like, which is crazy because I'm 200 miles away from, or 150 miles away from Oxnard. So, I think that like that was my vision. Like, to me, it's crazy that we all have the same area code. We all love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of, even if it's a lot of people, it's not a lot of black people. It's not a lot of cool black people. It's not a lot of people that make music and are creative. So we should all be tapped in. You know what I'm saying? And I think the power in that, like, when I lived in the Bay, when I went to school I went to San Francisco State. And at that time, Richie Rich was like huge up there, and that was my first time away from home. And so I was tapped in on the radio. I was in the streets. Everybody's talking about Richie Rich. So when I come back to the coast, I'm just like, yo, y'all fucking with Richie Rich, right? And everybody's like, who? And I was like, Richie Rich, like, he's on the radio all the time. They play his video all the time. And I found out, like, he's only popping in the Bay.
That's that realization.
If you were in the Bay, you could not tell anybody that he wasn't a world-renowned superstar. Right. And that shit, and that's then lit. Do that, and then I used to live, like, one of my best friends is Lil C, who's one of the creators of Crump. And so I was rocking with him. I did some of the music for Rise, actually, and like I was rocking with him while Crump was being created as a culture, you know what I'm saying? So it was already created, but like at its infancy,
it's popularity.
Yeah. And so being around them, like, you couldn't tell niggas outside
that
of the jazz community
wasn't that nigga.
Exactly. or like, so in my world, he was because I wasn't on the I side. So,
okay.
He was the devil.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He was the devil.
But he was the devil. He was Mephisto. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
And like T-Fly comes from that world. T-Fly used to be Baby C. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's tons of videos of T-Fly crumping to beats that I made. Like, and I saw firsthand. I didn't realize it was community at the time. I didn't realize what they were doing, but I saw that, like, the culture came from them and then migrated to pop. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't the other way around. And I started realizing, like, oh, like, the culture is with me wherever I go. Like, I can make, that's what made me even believe that I could make the 805 hot, because I saw something go from South Central to the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw Richie Rich, you know what I'm saying, in a 7-mile radius sell 1 million records. Like, that's crazy. And I'm like, we got 150-mile radius. So
somebody got to be able to do it.
It really comes down to wanting to see a middle class of musicians in this area and realizing that without a market, we can't have that, right? Like, you should be able to sell 10,000 albums, make $100,000, and do nothing but that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for the rest of my life.
And then tour the coast if that's what you want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And everything outside of that is butter. Right. That's what I'm hoping to build.
That's real. All right, before we get into this Kush GPT, I gotta ask you: if you had to change one thing in every artist on the coast, every artist had to change one thing about themselves, what would be that one thing?
That's a good question. I think I would make them better at seeing reality. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
Elaborate.
like, how is a nigga who ain't never been to the who ain't never been to the league gonna take you to the Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? Like, so why would you pay that nigga? If he
That's
ain't
what
never,
I was just.
you know what I'm saying?
I just
Like,
had this conversation with you.
like, or
Literally.
okay, you got 10,000 views, but like, nigga, there are probably 1 million people or so in the 805. Like, so that's 1%. Like, you're not popping. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
like,
I just had this.
just shit like that. Like, or you know, your fucking girlfriend posted your shit and said you're dope. Cool. She don't rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, who else likes you? You feel what I'm saying? And that's not to down anybody, but it's just like people be really drinking their own Kool-Aid, especially off these like arbitrary social media numbers. And yeah, they don't see reality because of it. It allows them to like live in a false reality and get comfortable there. And then, you know, I think a lot of negative outcomes branch off of that.
You were working on a new project, super, super big project that kind of led into the new album. Talk to us real quick about that project and how'd you get that opportunity to come about?
You talking about the mixtape?
Mm-hmm. Whatever
yeah,
you can talk about.
Yeah. So I don't want to talk for L'Oreal. I work for L'Oreal, the makeup company, and this is not me speaking for them, but and the brand NYX Professional Makeup, and you know, I saw an opportunity to use our engine, our social media as an engine to amplify the voices of independent female artists, because you know we make music, you know, for campaigns, and we have young women in those campaigns, and it just made a lot of sense. And so I got to work with really, really dope. I would suggest you go, like, there's we were on Good Day LA, and the president of the company breaks down the whole campaign and the energy behind it. So go check that out for sure. But the long short of it is I got to work with really dope independent artists. I kind of, you know, I got to pick the artists. I got to, you know, work with huge companies like Warner Brother Records and TikTok, and a lot of people. Was really dope. And like Snow the Product, Dina Ayada, Zena from Canada, Bay, and Ashley Meta, all did product-inspired songs that aren't jingles. They're real songs.
Oh, that's dope.
That's fine.
And we premiered the album at the Grammys, and we had a Grammy commercial that came out, and it was dope. It was surreal, and to be able to do all that shit from the coast was the best part. And it was really funny and frustrating because, like I said, like that's when the whole Kendrick FG you thing popped off.
Yeah.
And a lot of FG's arguments was like, bro, you don't know what's going on in the music industry.
you don't.
And I'm like, nigga, what are you saying?
Right.
Like, well, you don't
We
even
don't
know who I was
care.
on the phone with today.
Right.
Bro. Like, stop. And so yeah, I think that circles back to like niggas just need to be better at seeing reality, I think. You know.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get into it. New album,
Yes, sir.
14 songs,
Yes, sir.
43 minutes, 15 features. Huge project. Huge. What made you decide to do this for the coast?
I'm always trying to, like I said, elevate. I think it's a way for me to step into my executive producer bag, and still do what I love, which is music, but maybe not rap as much. Not that I don't want to rap. It's just like these days I can't really rap if I don't have anything to say. You know what I'm saying? I can't just re-rap.
Pull shit out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not coming like that. And so this is a way to still kind of be creative in music without having to force myself to do some shit. And it's all part of the mission. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna ask anybody to do something that I'm not gonna do myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and say where the songs at and not put out those songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, put some songs out.
So and I love to smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? So we put out last year we put out our first strain of cannabis called Connect Kush. And we had everybody send in songs that were already done. And I think that album is super fire. Everybody sent in crazy, crazy fire. This year we wanted to elevate it. And I invited everybody to Los Angeles to a really, really dope studio called Foundation. And I was working on the other project, the mixtape. So I wasn't even there that day. Like I just kind of, that was the hardest thing for me, bro. That was hard for me because
Being hands off.
yeah, and
Nigga
just
was
really,
completely hands on.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, like I had to trust people that on a level that I haven't trusted anybody yet. Like because if anybody breaks anything, if anybody disrespects anybody, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? And like, that actually happened this year at a different event. And it could have happened at the studio, but it didn't, thank God. So I was really nervous about that because I couldn't be there till the end of the night. And so, but everybody, you know, I had basically kind of session leaders, like the main producers. Uno was one of them. Jay Riley was one of them. Vuvu Lee was one of them. And Rare Breed and Tweezy was one of them. And everybody did a phenomenal job. I think y'all put together super dope songs. And then I got to go home and listen to all the pieces and like really kind of see how I could fit them together. And that was a really, really fun thing.
Fun
like,
challenge.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like, cause I love just like I have like 50 mixes of each song and I'll probably continue to touch them
Yeah,
just
right.
cause I like doing that shit.
Yeah.
And it was dope. So, you know, this year we put out Kush GPT. This is the cannabis.
What's that shit?
GPT stands for Grind Pack Toke, but it's also playing like Chat GPT. And we put out an album with the same title, and you could listen to last year you could only listen to the album if you bought the weed and you have to scan the QR code. This year we allowed everybody to listen to the album because I didn't want to leave out people who don't smoke weed. So if you don't smoke weed, today is actually this Sunday. If you're watching this, it's probably too late, but today is the last day you can listen to the album for free at the link in our bio. And like Uno said, it has 14 features, 14 tracks, the best artists in the 805, what in a way that I think they haven't been heard yet. A lot of artists like wouldn't normally pick the beats that I picked for them, I think.
Not at all. Not on this side. I know that. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah, and
But it was fun as fuck.
and everybody really delivered. My favorite thing, my favorite response that I'm getting is that everybody has a different favorite song. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Which is
fair.
to me, I think, a signal of
Success. If that looks like.
variety and success. Yeah, so it's cool.
That's lit.
And then, but yeah, I also created a character called Kush Bots. So they're like, imagine like how Ninja Turtles live under the underground in New York, and people don't really know about them, but Ninja Turtles love video games and they love pop culture and shit like that. Kush Bots are the same, but they live on the coast and they're obsessed with 805 culture. So they watch, the Iceberg Lounge podcast. They watch Ventura Tide Pod. They're obsessed. Certain bots love Philly more than they love, you know what I'm saying? And
That's how it go.
I created a comic book that features different artists in each issue.
That's dope.
And you can unlock certain panels of the comic book to activate a music video or behind the scenes content or
Shit crazy.
3D experiences that you can view through your phone that'll bring the Kush bots to life in your environment. And it's been really fun to create those. So you
That's
can
so
do all
fire.
that now through the link in our bio. And we deliver Kush GPT directly to your location if you're in San Luis Obispo County.
Nice.
$25 an eighth. We'll bring it right to you.
Drop it at the Dow.
Drop it at
At
the
the
door.
Dow.
Drop it at the Dow.
Yeah.
So you answered a lot of the questions I had
That's
here
lit.
and that shit. So I had to kind of go through it while you was answering.
I do have a question. Oh, unless you're still searching. Going back to what you said about how you handpick certain beats for people that necessarily wouldn't choose those beats. So that was intentional. So
Yeah,
certain people,
yeah.
like this track, like track 1 or track 2, I specifically gave this to this artist.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
1,000%. Because I think I hear artists in their final form. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know artists have to go on their own journey to get there. Which as an artist is the funnest part of being an artist. And so I never want to take that from anybody. But sometimes I hear people on shit and I'm like, this is dope, but I think you embody this. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think 9 times out of 10, I'm right. I've been wrong before, but 9 times out of 10, I'm right.
I
More
think it was
times than
ass on
not.
that.
Yeah.
What? All right. Going back, listening to it, what made you the most juiced? What song or verse made you the most juiced when you was listening to it? When you heard it for the first time, when you got everything back?
Rerun, for sure. For sure. Like,
Rerun.
everybody spazzed on it. Everybody spazzed. Like, everybody was so in the pocket. So Rerun is the single for the album. It's like there's 9 artists on this song, which is, I love a posse cut.
Shit crazy.
And I call it the Rapper's Delight of the 805 because Rapper's Delight is that song that I said a hip hop, the hip. That song is 15 minutes long. You feel what I'm saying? And like, so this song is not 15 minutes long. It's 6 minutes long, but that's like 15 minutes.
It
It's
feels
like
like 15
15
minutes
minutes
now.
These
Yeah.
days. But everybody spaz is really dope. And everybody just sounded different and talked their shit in a different way. You know what I'm saying? I think, man, I was highly impressed by Trap God. I think this is the
Trap's lit.
most I've ever worked with him. And specifically on Reminisce because it's more of a pop song. And the way he's singing on there, I love how his voice sounds. And he said, "I'm your dog like a chocolate puppy lab." I fell out.
That's crazy.
I fell out when he said that shit. I love that. Everybody did what I expected them to do, but I didn't know
How it was gonna
Mike.
turn out.
But I didn't know Mike Easy. I didn't even
Okay.
know him.
Oh,
as a-
okay.
yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
I knew Ant, and
Okay.
and because me and Ant were building, I gave him a room,
Yeah.
and he brought in Mike Easy.
Okay.
Hey.
And so when I actually started listening to him, I was like, oh, okay, all right,
Yeah.
I get it. I see the vision. I see the
I
vision.
get it.
So I think he was a pleasant surprise too.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's dope. He had a
He
couple little
slid.
joints on there. He had a
Yeah.
couple joints on there. My favorite song on the project was your solo song, "I Choose Me."
Yeah, that's
Mine
crazy.
too.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Talk to
Yeah.
us about that
Crazy.
record and what made you put it on the project.
So I just shot the video for that yesterday.
Fire,
He was.
fire.
So I broke up with my ex like 3 years ago. Like 3 years ago. And we were together for 9 years. And I drove down to LA to break up with her. Because I moved out here. She's from LA, didn't want to move out here. I realized I didn't want to move back to LA. And the distance was like killing us.
Yeah.
Like we was fighting
Every
every
day.
time we talked. It was
Yeah.
too much. But I loved her, so I wasn't gonna break up with her over the phone.
Yeah.
Like I drove down there to break up with her. It went terrible.
Needless to
It
say.
went terrible, and she just walked away, and we never talked again. Like after after that moment, we never spoke ever again.
That's crazy.
And
Crazy.
I knew I had more shit to say. I just didn't know what. And one day I sat down and I blacked out and I woke up and I had this song. It took me like literally 5 minutes to like
Construct it.
for it to just come
Come
out. It just
out.
like poured out. And when I listened to it, I was like, oh shit, like I needed to say that.
That's so fire.
And when I recorded it, I think I held it for like a couple months. I think you were one of the first people I sent it to. And I was like, should I give this to a female? Because I know it's out of here. If a girl sings this song, I know it's out of here. Like, it's way out of here.
That'd be
But
crazy.
I was like, it's more interesting to me for a man to say this because I've never really, and I also like this, it's a very like woman on TikTok thing to say. You know what I'm saying? And
I choose me.
I wanted to see like what the reaction would be when a man says it. Like, is it gonna be accepted the same way? And it, for the most part, has been, which is I didn't know what to expect. I didn't have any expectations, but I love the song because it's very real, it's very true, and it's kind of like a social experiment. So I hope a lot of people hear it because I want to see the
Well, we're about to hear it right
reaction.
now.
Straight up doing digits.
Girl, you took my love for granted. Had to wrap my heart in bandages. I gave you every advantage. All you left me with is damages. It's like no matter what I do, you treat me like I never done nothing for you. You said you'd ride or die, but that just wasn't true. I know love isn't fair, but I don't make the rules. That ain't no excuse, but I gotta choose. I choose me every day of the week, and twice on the weekends. I choose me every day of the week, and twice on the weekends.
At the point I had to leave you alone. Thought I could do better on my own. Cause I've been in my bag, I'm in my zone. But I just end up searching for your clone. Thinking about you living in my home. But every time we talking on the phone, I don't feel the vibe, don't like the tone.
I get why you wanna blame me. Point your finger and ignore your heart. But that ain't what makes me angry. It's the fact that you still own my heart. It's like no matter what I do, no matter who I meet, they don't compare to you. You said you'd ride or die, but that just wasn't true. I know love isn't fair, but I don't make the rules. That ain't no excuse, but I gotta choose. I choose me every day of the week, and twice on the weekends. I choose me every day of the week, and twice on the weekends.
That's crazy.
I'm so sick of these niggas, bro.
Yo, but
I'll bust that shit down.
I'm sorry.
You know you good.
Nah, so I interviewed the dude that owns Mike Hot Honeys at
they
South
did
by
the-
Southwest.
You
Yeah, I
told
remember
me
you
that.
did
Oh,
that.
dang.
And
I seen it.
He's so dope, bro. He's like hip hop as fuck. Like all the way. He's like from New York
Got
and
the
shit.
KFC collab.
And yeah, like I didn't know he was winning like that. That's just crazy.
He winning. That's a.
I'm down to try
I
that.
love that song, by the way.
Thank you very
That
much.
shit's crazy.
Really, really
Thank you.
fire.
Thank
Really
you.
fire. What was it working with some of these artists for the first time, bro?
What wasn't working?
What was it like?
Oh,
Like some of the artists you've never worked with, like Mike Easy. I know you worked with a lot of them before, but
yeah.
distantly wise, right? It wasn't. It's like send me songs,
Yeah.
or get on this song. It's never been like
Pull up.
pull up. Let me
Yeah.
see you in the session, see you in the studio type vibe.
It was dope. It was cool. It helps me gauge who I think has the criteria to make it or not, because it's not just about the output, right? Like the music matters, of course, and the talent matters, but then there are those intangibles like the star quality, the behind the scenes work ethic, the likability, like you know what I'm saying, like and for me now, like politics, bro. Politics matters to me, bro. What are your politics? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know because I don't want you rapping around me and your parents want me to die or some shit like that.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
You know, like, I can't no more. So all of those things.
Not supporting it.
Yeah, all those things matter.
That's a fact. That's a fact. This nigga, I know it's a little off topic, but I had to say it real time. This nigga Ocean pulled up. And as I'm getting him out the car, this nigga's like, as I'm walking up, he's like, he makes a joke, but he thinks it's a joke. He's like, he's like, the ICE is having a field over here, huh?
Mm.
And I said, and he starts laughing. I go, no, they really are. Like
They really up out the corners.
They really are. Like, really, really are. And he
That's
was
crazy.
like, nah, that I was just joking. That's crazy. I
I
said, no, they
believe it,
live
though.
over here, bro.
I believe it.
They over here. I only said that because you said politics, so it made me think about actual politics.
Said, hold on, nigga.
Who were the artists that you really wanted to get on the project that you didn't get to get on it?
I tried really hard to get some of the older 805 artists just to give them their flowers. So like trying really hard is that's a lot.
You didn't
I
try.
tried.
You tried.
I tried.
I did what I could, and that was
I
it.
sent the email.
I tried. Just in case any of them are watching. But I tried. But like I wanted King Harris on there. I would love to have 40 on there. At the time, I mean, I still rock with 40.
Yeah.
I still rock with 40. Yeah, I would love to have 40
You had to throw
on
a
there.
politics joke in there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The spitters, you know, Enzyme. There's a dude named from Slow named 22 Rel. Of course, Bake, OGT.
There's a few niggas.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a firm believer in things happen when they're supposed to. Everybody that was supposed to be there was there.
Fire. Ask everybody the same question when they come in here for the project. Favorite song on the project versus favorite session.
So I can't speak on the sessions because I wasn't there. Except for I Choose Me, I guess. But favorite song is probably, oh, that's hard. I think it's Babytron. I just love Frank, bro.
Frank goes crazy.
I love Frank.
Frank's
He's so
hard,
dope.
bro.
And then I feel like I sauced on that hook. I ain't gonna lie to you like
He
that.
just be sliding
I like
too,
that
and
hook.
yeah.
But
shit
I'd
is
say
hard.
like if I take that shit out the mix, I think
Oh, you ain't got to take it out the mix.
nah, because I don't want to say a song that I'm on. Figure It Out.
Okay.
Figure.
Figure it out.
I like OG and doo-wop together.
Yeah,
That's a vibe.
That's hard. So which one we gonna
that
play?
is fire.
We gonna play both. Which one we gonna play right now?
Babytron.
Me in the city is wifed up. When I'm outside, they get hyped up. Tell all these rappers to pipe down. They upset they ain't doing it like us. Diamonds is dancing like Mike Jack. You see all of my fingers is iced up. Pack up these niggas in zigzags and I light them up and get high as fuck. Niggas claim they got all the sticks, but they rolling around with their safety on. Funny niggas, they comedians. They be wildin' out, call them Afion. Shift key niggas all cap. They ain't on the shit that they say they on. Top 2 and I'm not 2, motherfucker. I feel like I'm Babytron. Yeah, I'm the king of the universe. Feel like I'm Babytron. Emperor of the universe. Feel like I'm Babytron. Yeah, feel like I'm Babytron. Top 2 and I'm not 2. Thank God that I'm not you, motherfucker.
I'm feeling vacancies, go quiet, pop my shit occasionally. I fry them bigger fish, then dry the boat. I swim the safer seas, advantageously. The light didn't touch the hill. We grace the streets, they sucking dick. I bet you tired, damn, you should've trained your knee. Game didn't put the rest, they cuddled up, just like my baby teeth. I need a blanket, keep me warm and shivering. I'm about to sneeze, the physicality been tough. I'm pigeon toed. I'm shameless.
Like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but I love it.
He's literally saying
And
shit.
he said he did that on, I watched him write this, bro, and he did that shit on purpose.
Pipe down, upset they ain't doing it like us. Diamonds is dancing
love
like
it.
Mike
It's so
Jack. You
crazy.
see all of my fingers is
Crank
iced
me
up.
on some shit,
Back up
though.
these niggas
First time I seen him, nigga was barefoot.
Yeah, he still is.
Niggas
Still is to
To this
this
day.
day. That nigga got athlete's foot like a motherfucker. I know it. That nigga's feet stink.
Either that,
Your
or,
feet stink, nigga.
either that, or he's supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
When I'm not too, motherfucker, I feel like I'm Babytron. Yeah, I'm the king of the universe, feel like I'm Babytron. Emperor of the universe, feel like I'm Babytron. Yeah, feel like I'm Babytron. Top 2 and I'm not 2. Thank God that I'm not you,
I like
motherfucker.
hoes, I like sluts, I like bitches I could fuck. Let me get up in them guts, give me head until I nut. I like big old heavy titties, give a fuck about your butt. Put some whiskey in my cup, if it's up, you know it's stuck. I built a dynasty, shot the frost, puffin' the Zod, call it exhaust. I'm at the bar, I cover the cost. Buffalo Wild Wings with the sauce. This my 5th year on the coast here, and I never taking no loss. Call me the Holy Lord, I'm a God, so they try to pin me up to the cross. I just did what white people do all the time. I built me a colony out on the coast, and I made that shit mine. They hate on the Lord, cause I came and took over without even trying. Then I told all these rappers, if they don't keep up, I'ma leave them behind. This ain't no mistake, it was made by design.
Me in the city is wifed up. When I'm outside, they get hyped up. Tell all these rappers to pipe down. They upset they ain't doing it like us. Diamonds is dancing like Mike Jack. You see all of my fingers is iced up. Pack up these niggas in zigzags and I light them up and get high as fuck. Niggas claim they got all the sticks, but they rolling around with their safety on. Funny niggas, they comedians. They be wildin' out, call them Afion. Shift key, niggas all cap. They ain't on the shit that they say they on. Top 2 and I'm not 2, motherfucker, I feel like I'm Babytron. Yeah, I'm the king of the universe, feel like I'm Babytron. Emperor of the universe, feel like I'm Babytron. Yeah, feel like I'm Babytron. Top 2 and I'm not 2. Thank God that I'm not you, motherfucker.
That is Babytron, Frost Dynasty, and Lorde Sanctus.
One of them ones.
All
No,
right.
that nigga said I be trying to write verses and not make as little sense as possible.
He says that?
Yeah, he said that
That's
to me in that
crazy.
session because I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Frank funny as fuck.
That nigga still barefoot. I know he is, nigga. All right. It's game time. Black and white time. Easy game. This side of the coin. This side of the coin. You done played it a few times. But this time, I'm gonna get a little messy.
Okay,
Get a little messy. Nas, Jay-Z.
Jay,
You can elaborate on any of these also. Biggie or Tupac.
big.
Pharrell or Timberland.
Oh,
He thought I was saying Pharrell Kanye.
Pharrell,
DJ Khaled or DJ Premier.
Premier,
Dr. Dre or Kanye.
Dre,
Snoop or Cube.
Cube,
Mos Def or Mobb Deep or Wu-Tang.
Damn, I got a song of both them niggas. The Wu.
Hey.
Rick Ross or Meek Mill.
Rose,
Rap Beef or Rap Collab.
collab,
Rap God or Musical Genius.
Rap God,
Maya or Christina Aguilera.
Maya,
J-Lo or Shakira.
both.
J-Lo or Shakira.
Shakira, I guess.
Little Mo or Tierra Marie.
Lil Mo all day over everybody.
This nigga's crazy.
I've been seeing that shit. And
By the way, for some context, we did a top 5 greatest female vocalist list.
if y'all could agree
We
on that,
tried
yeah.
to do a top 5 greatest female vocalist on CTC, and this fool put Little Mo in his top 5, where we couldn't even agree on Whitney Houston being number 1. We couldn't agree on Whitney
You
Houston.
couldn't?
No, I agree now. I agree now.
We agree now.
He did.
I
yeah.
said no particular order at the time.
Yeah,
Oh.
but then the nigga said Lil Mo.
What number was she?
It don't
It was
matter.
no particular order. She's in my top 5.
She's in his top
bro. She's in
5.
my top
She should
5
not
singers.
be in 5. She
Crazy.
should be like
Her
20.
voice touches my soul, man.
Donald
She's
Trump
insane.
or George Bush Jr.
Bush for sure.
Cyrilus or Islam.
Islam.
OG David James or Jay Riley.
Jay Riley.
OGT,
Respect, but that's my nigga.
Yeah.
OGT or Big Time Bake.
Ooh. Ah, man. I think that OGT makes more of the type of music I listen to.
Ford or Harris.
Harris. Man, Birds of a Feather is like, I love that song.
Mo or Jamie.
Like Jamie the singer.
Mm,
Oh, Mo.
Jamie.
Mo.
Okay.
Yeah, Mo.
Randy or Tisha Heat.
T. Shaheed.
Vuvu Lee or Luigi.
Yo.
That's crazy. That one's hard.
The hook Luigi just did for
Laura. Or Lara.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Lyra.
Lyra.
Yeah, bro. Luigi is different.
Yeah, yeah.
Luigi is different. Vu is different. But Luigi is different.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Shout out to the gang.
I don't know. I'm really impressed by Luigi. I mean, I'm impressed by Luigi probably. I don't know, man, bro. I don't know. Can I take a shot?
Yeah.
We can get one of those. We can get one right.
Real quick though, or Ventura Tide Pod.
Sorry.
And you can elaborate on any of these.
I think that I've known Ventura Tide Pod longer. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, just the fact that like they helped get a city council person elected from a podcast is crazy.
Yeah,
like,
that is wild.
that's like the type of shit I want to do. So that's dope. So Ventura Tide Pod.
Phyllis Driller or Respect That Young Man.
Yo, why you doing this to me, man?
Who the hell is Respect That Young Man?
Yo, K-Swish is my nigga, bro.
Fuck.
Yo, he knows K-Swish. This is fucked up. I don't even want to answer this one, bro. I refuse.
That's a terrible.
I refuse.
That's terrible.
I'm so messy. I'm a messy bitch.
I'm a messy bitch.
I refuse.
Bitch be bald.
Kai or Drewski.
I don't even know either of their work like that.
Okay. DC or Marvel.
And this is for any category.
Any category.
That's hard. I think I really like the world and like universe building in Marvel. Yeah, I think Marvel.
TV shows or movies.
TV shows.
Radio or podcast.
Radio.
Comedy or anime.
Comedy.
Alien or humans.
Humans.
Or whatever category it fits.
Yeah, I like humans.
Underground or mainstream.
Underground for sure.
R&B or gangster rap.
I want to elaborate on underground because everything is underground until it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like the mainstream can't exist without the underground. So that's underground for sure. What was the next one? Sorry.
Gangster rap or R&B.
R&B.
Mac and cheese or pasta.
They're the same thing to me.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
They're both cheesy noodles.
No, they're not. Pasta can be anything.
And spaghetti, lasagna.
I'm just like,
Like lasagna is like mac and cheese with spaghetti sauce
and meat.
Oh my gosh.
And mac and cheese is just Mac and cheese.
Yeah. Then pasta. More options.
Hot or cold.
Fettuccine.
Hot all day.
Time travel to the past or to the future.
I mean, I feel like we're time traveling to the past, and I don't like it. To the
So
future.
let's go to the future.
To the future.
Ice cream or cake.
Definitely ice cream.
Minimalist or maximalist.
If we're talking knowledge, maximalist.
Giving or receiving.
Give it.
Love or loyalty.
Loyalty.
Facing fears or facing vulnerabilities.
How are they different?
Facing fears is facing something you're afraid of, like I'm afraid of roller coasters, I'm not riding that. Facing vulnerabilities would be I'm afraid of
Something you may not be good at.
this connection or making this connection, making this relationship, or telling someone I love them, or crying in front of somebody, being vulnerable. Versus facing the fear is I'm afraid of spiders, or I'm afraid of heights, or something like that.
Like, I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be like avoidant, but like, to me they're the same thing. Like, right? Because if, like, I say my fucking
Your biggest fear is being vulnerability. Those are two different things.
no, but I'm saying, like, if my vulnerability is I'm fat, so I want to wear my shirt at the pool, it's probably because I have a fear of being called fat. You know what I'm saying? So,
But
like,
that's not-
vulnerability is to me derived from fears. Is like my point.
I guess I wouldn't necessarily use that as a good definition, because I feel like your fear would be taking your shirt off because you're fat. You're not vulnerable to your fatness. Like, I don't think that those two things coincide.
But even, like, let's use your example. Like,
Okay.
if I'm afraid to, like, I don't want to tell somebody I love them because I'm afraid of rejection. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
I feel like the fear is the origin point for the vulnerability to me. So, like, they're the same thing to me, kind of. Like, one derives from the other.
Okay. Being right or being happy?
Right or happy?
Being right or being happy?
Happy.
Would you rather have more time or more money?
Time.
Drowning or burning to death?
Jesus. I don't want to smell my own skin, but I also don't want to suffocate.
Whatever's quicker, man.
Yeah, probably. I just feel like I'll be in so much pain when I'm burning. I can't think about anything else.
Fuck
Whereas
that.
I kind of prefer that. I feel like if I'm drowning slowly, I'm gonna be thinking about, like,
Drowning.
Yeah,
Like, how much longer?
yeah.
Under
So
that water,
probably
you're gonna lose
Yeah.
yourself.
burning alive, probably.
Yeah.
That's just
All right,
crazy.
last question for me for the day. Peace or power? And elaborate.
Power for sure. There are too many interpretations of what peace looks like. Whereas I feel like power is a universally understood thing that can bring peace if you have it.
I like that. Let's give a round of applause for Lorde Sanctus in this motherfucker. That camera, tell us what you want to promote, whatever you want to shout out. It's all on you.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. I
course.
appreciate it. It was very last minute, but I
course.
appreciate I could come through. Love connecting with y'all.
My
for,
brother.
For real.
Of course,
Always, anytime.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best pods on the coast, without question.
You didn't even have to say that. I know that.
Hey, appreciate it.
Kush GPT is out right now. If you like good smoke, 29% THC. It's gonna get you high. It's gonna get you high today, Craig.
Hey.
Go get yourself some. You can tap the link in our Instagram bio. Follow Connect the Coast at Instagram. Also visit our website. Become a member. Connect.club. That's CONNXCT.club. If you're a member, you get discounts on merch, you get exclusive content, you get added to our close friends list on Instagram so you can see exclusive content. Exclusive events are coming. If you're an artist and you're a member, we have connects to shows all over the country. So we'll send you, you know, if you want to go on tour, we can send you those opportunities. And watch CTC Radio every night, Monday through Friday, with the homie Uno and Big Mike. Shout out to Big Mike. Shout out to Uno. And Sin of Madness, if you want to see me perform. I don't know that I'll ever perform I Choose Me because I cannot really sing like that.
I got auto-tune on my mic.
Tunes.
I need to rehearse. We'll see. So
Yeah,
I might
got
have
those
like, I
too.
might have like
got
an
that.
event for that one day where I just rehearse for like a month straight and then just have that one song.
One song together.
We got rehearsals and the tunes.
But I will be performing other songs there. Sin of Madness. It should be a vibe. Tickets for that are also at the link in our Instagram bio. And that's it, man. I really appreciate y'all. Go listen
course,
to the
brother.
album.
Anytime, bro. Thank you for coming. One last song before we get out of here. What song you want us to play while we get out of here?
I don't know why I've been thinking about this song. There's a dude named Link, Link.
Is it gonna get us flagged?
What gets you flagged? Copyright? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, from the album.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
You good.
Sorry.
It's all about you. This is all about
I
you.
thought you was doing the other thing. I would say, definitely played Not on the List.
Oh yeah.
I bet. This is not on the list. Before we get out of here, I want to leave y'all with a very, very special message. Wake up every day and strive for perfection. And when you fall short, because you definitely will fall short, wake up and do it again. We're the Iceberg Lounge. I'm the name Uno, Phyllis Driller, Sid Walker, Jared in the cut. We'll see y'all next week. Big Bird.
Big Bird, bitch.
Watch your mouth like a spaz, ho. If it go left, leave that hoe in the past. You could end up like my last hoe. Hey, caught me a lease and it got paper tags. And she on the street, I don't stress though. Hey, shawty a demon, she running the press though. I put that bitch in the presser. Then twist up a blunt, then I'm on to the next. I think I'm depressed.
My cup bleed like arteries. She got way too high. She about to cry and talk like Socrates. Boy, we told that shit that got that kick. It's kinda like soccer teams. I was already a dog. I don't need a bark, cause I got the glide with me. Yeah, she don't wanna talk to me. I dog her out, have her walk with me. Yeah, the boys that's with me hit like Griffey. Please don't start with me. Really, you don't wanna start with me. Yeah. No, really, you don't wanna start with me. Niggas say they not to, then they say that they the one. Sound so fucking dumb. Nothing new under the sun. Nigga, you not on the list. You making me sick. Who said you didn't exist? I'm clenching my fist. Nah, nigga, you not like this. You not like this. Niggas ain't built like this. What's all that shit? You not like this. Niggas ain't built like this. You not like this. You not like this. Niggas ain't built like this. What's all that shit? You not like this. Niggas ain't built like this. You not like this. Niggas ain't built like this.
That is not on the list. Featuring Lorde Sanctus, the name Uno, Phyllis Driller, and Mike Valley. Kush GPT out now. It is no longer for free. So make sure you purchase the album, purchase the weed. Make sure y'all go get that, man. $20.
$20.
$20. $20.
But it unlocks a bunch of content and money goes in the artist's pockets. You
For
know what
sure.
I'm saying? So
That's first and foremost. First nigga to doing that. But thank you, man. Thank you, brother, for coming. For real. We really appreciate it.
having me, man.
We'll see y'all next week, man. Big Bird.
Bird, bitch.